Tesla almost didn't exist before the electric cars, before the hype. Before the trillion-dollar conversations, Tesla was weeks away from total collapse. Employees didn't know if they would get paid. Factories were bleeding money. Investors were pulling out. And the CEO was personally going broke. This is the true story of how Tesla came closer to bankruptcy than anyone realizes, and how one final gamble saved the company at the very last second. In the early 2000s, electric cars were a joke. They were slow, ugly, and impractical. No major automaker believed they could ever replace gas-powered vehicles. That's when a small startup called Tesla decided to do something insane: build high-performance electric cars that could outperform traditional vehicles. The idea was bold, but the execution was brutal. Tesla's first car, the Roadster, was delayed again and again. Costs exploded, manufacturing problems stacked up, engineers quit, deadlines were missed, and money disappeared faster than it came in. By 2008, Tesla was burning cash at a terrifying rate. At the same time, the global financial crisis hit. Banks collapsed. Credit dried up, investors panicked, and Tesla suddenly found itself in trouble. Trying to launch an expensive new technology in the middle of an economic meltdown. By the end of 2008, Tesla had only weeks of cash left. Employees later said they didn't know if payroll would clear. Suppliers stopped trusting the company. Production slowed. And the board questioned whether Tesla could survive at all. The pressure nearly destroyed Elon Musk. He poured nearly all his personal wealth into Tesla to keep it alive. At the same time, his other company, SpaceX, was also close to failure. If one more SpaceX rocket exploded, both companies could collapse, and Musk could lose everything. Then came the final gamble. In December 2008, on Christmas Eve, Tesla secured a last-minute investment that kept the company alive just long enough to survive. The deal closed literally hours before Tesla would have run out of money. That moment saved Tesla's life, but survival didn't mean success. Tesla still had to prove electric cars could scale. Years later, history almost repeated itself during the launch of the Model 3. Production targets were missed, costs skyrocketed, Musk slept on the factory floor. Tesla burned through billions trying to automate everything at once, a strategy Musk later admitted was a mistake. Once again, bankruptcy loomed. But Tesla adjusted. They simplified production, increased output, and slowly the numbers started to turn around. When the Model 3 finally scaled, everything changed. Tesla went from a struggling automaker to the most valuable car company in the world. Today, Tesla is no longer fighting to survive. It's reshaping the future of transportation, energy, and manufacturing. But that success hides a terrifying truth. Tesla only exists because it survived a few moments where failure was almost guaranteed. Tesla's story is a reminder that some of the world's most valuable companies are built on the edge of collapse. The difference between failure and success isn't always talent or vision. Sometimes it's endurance, sometimes it's timing, and sometimes it's surviving one more day when everything says you shouldn't. This is Business Untold. Subscribe for the next story.